Rick, I'm sure this is tough to take right now. How do you reflect on this game, right in the aftermath here?
Yeah, I mean, there's no quit in this team, obviously. The third period, there's parts of the second, I thought there was no quit. Really proud of the guys. Unreal. Millsy that shot gets through Z, that's in the net. I mean, that would have been unreal. But, made a huge push there. Really proud.
What can you say about the fans and how loud the building got late once you got those 2 goals?
They're unreal. Chanting the guys' names. Like I said, I didn't know much about the fans. They were incredible. Great. They were great.
Rick, the end was obviously great to watch from your end, but take me through the start, especially the first period. And, you talked about poise and being able to play with the puck and wanting to possess the puck. It didn't necessarily happen in the first. How much of that was what they did versus what you did?
Well, it's a great team. I mean, just early they executed a little better than us, and we just didn't have the puck enough. We had, I don't know how many, a lot of missed shots, and, we had a couple of breakaways missing that. I thought our execution was a little off, but the second half, I mean, guys, like I said, the only I go from this game is these guys played really hard at the end.
Brock might have been in some of those spots. McCabe was in his spot on that line. Then eventually Phil got that same spot. How tough was it to play without Brock in those times?
Brock, Denver, I mean, these are bona fide all-star guys. They're tough, but next man up. That's been our mantra. What are you going to do? Already played his ass off for us. I mean, what a playoff for that kid. What about his growth? So there's a lot of positives out of that.
During the season, you spent a lot of time with leads. Here in the playoffs, it was the opposite. Did that change who you had to be as a team?
No. I mean, we, coming back from that Nashville. I mean, like I said, I wasn't surprised. Even with, I knew when we pulled the goalie, we're going to get something, and we had that chance at the end. It's a team that doesn't quit. The guys played their asses off.
You did. Again, the shot clock ended up being, I think, 17 or 18. It was a story all playoffs, but there's a lot of attempts. You missed a couple of big chances as well. Was that kind of a part of the story for you again tonight?
Yeah, I think for the most part, I mean, missing the net a lot and getting shots blocked. They got to give them the credit. They blocked some shots. Bouchard got a couple. This series he's getting his shots through. I think we can be maybe a little bit better blocking shots, but they did a good job. But that's where you got to move your feet. You can't be so fine with your shots. But that's I'm not going to nitpick. I mean, that's for the summer. We'll figure that out.
Rick, I know it's early, but what have you learned about your team over the last month or so?
Well, it's not even the last month. It would have been a year and a half. Just the buy-in, the way they want to play. Play that. Listen, they put respect back in this city and this jersey. Let's face it. I mean, a year and a half ago or whatever, this guy can't play. This guy's that. And I told them before the game, it's because they put respect back in that jersey and the city. Fans got something to be proud about. So, and it's all because of the players.
And what about yourself as a coach? Have you learned anything about yourself through this last month and going through this playoff process?
Yeah, no, it's losing always sucks. It stings, but makes you even hungrier. Like I said, I think I told you guys before. I'm lucky. I got the staff I have. They were unreal. The organization has been unreal to me, and the staff. So for me, what I've learned, it's you get a connected group from the management, coaching, all the way down trainers, staff here. When you're connected, you can do some special things. Got a little bit short, and maybe next year is we can learn this summer. It's going to got to train them maybe a little bit harder. I mean, I'm not going to get into all that stuff, but you're so close. The what ifs start creeping in. You have to start thinking of that stuff.
Rick, are you going to imagine what this game could have been like had you played the first two periods like you played the last 6-7 minutes?
Especially the way you went at the first two. I thought there was stretches in the second we were good. We just missed the net. I think half the game, yeah. I think it was execution. I think we were a little bit, off on our execution. Would have liked to see that power play with that 4 minute. That's a big factor. But other than that, the second half, I was really proud.
I know you've always talked about shot quality versus shot quantity, but would you still like to see a little bit more? I know you scored 2 on 5 shots in the third period, but just to get it going a little bit more in the first
Yeah, we
period?
missed the net. We got shot blocks. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, we need more shots, but you got to hit the net and stuff. Yeah, that's the only negative I got tonight is you got to hit the net. We had 2 breakaways and we missed the net. Those are the things that you got to work on.
Rick, we've seen occasionally from teams, veteran teams, less experienced teams. I mean, the Avalanche, when they lost Valerie Nichushkin and sort of came out and had a flat game thereafter. You guys lose Besser and then come out, and certainly for the first half, it looked like the energy wasn't quite there. Do you think that was a factor? What do you take from that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that 4-minute power play, we lost a little juice. I thought we lost some energy there because of it. I just think that was a little bit of a zapper. But like I said, it's all for me is all positive. I think the guys responded after the second half, and there was no quit.
Is it easy for you to, it seems like you're able to reflect on what this group was able to accomplish over the course of the season relatively quickly despite the disappointment. Is that experience? I mean, what for you makes that sort of an easier leap to make than I'm sure it was for you when you were a player?
Yeah, I think experience. I was talking to Footy after, and he goes, he thinks we're going to be better for this, but experience does, certain times in a game, how to handle when a team makes a push. I thought we can get maybe better at, whether it's the right play, execution, not icing the puck when they make team, you got to stop the momentum. I think we can get a little bit better at that, but that's experience. You got to go through it. When a team makes a push, moving your feet, I think sometimes you freeze, and I think I didn't see that obviously in the second half, but hopefully we can learn from it, especially the younger guys.
Last one here. Last one.
Coach, you played 10 one-goal games in these playoffs. Tonight was another one. What's that tell you about your team, where they're at, and playing those type of games?
Well, it's just, we talked about this for a year and a half, is you got to be comfortable in those type of games. And I think this team grew when it came, grew in those kind of situations. In the past, we might have dove in here, dove in there. I felt we kind of managed ourselves, even if we're down 1-0 or 2-0. We didn't just push all our chips in, like I always say. Like we still got time on the clock, and I think they learned a lot of that. We won some games here when we were behind. Even we were down 2 or 3-0 halfway through the game. We crawled back in because we never let them get that 4th goal. And I credit the players and the goalies for that. That's tough. That's tough mentally.
For those players that experienced the playoff run for the first time, what do you think was probably some of the things they learned in these 2 rounds?
The pace, what it's going to take this summer. Should make you more motivated. Things like that. If you're a guy that's working on your shot, working on your skill, working on your fitness, that's what it's going to take. That's really what it comes. When you fall short, you look at that sort of stuff, especially as a young guy.